Rapid fire. Boom. You know when?
We going to Barron's or?
We're going across the airport.
Okay, gotcha.
3, 2, 1, listen. Ready?
Yeah.
I definitely saw it.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, so close. Go. Go.
We are going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live
You best believe
with
it.
the Port City Podcast now in a new location. Like we said last week, we needed a little bit more time to set up, and we did it.
We did.
We're set up.
Yeah.
I mean,
It might change a little bit. It might
Over
improve
time,
over
yeah.
time, but
we're back
Mhm.
with episode 16. We've started batch recording these now. We're recording like a few at a time.
yeah.
So if we do air them out of order, my apologies. But chronologically
best not to.
speaking, this should be episode 16.
Yes.
And we're here to bring you guys an update about the Milsim that we went to a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
We've been very busy. Part of that was being gone. Some of that was some business maneuvers that we were making.
Yeah.
Bringing you guys, again, some cool stuff coming up. We're finalizing some of the details. We recently got approval for one of those things
Mhm.
and now have to finalize some of the setup for that.
Yep.
But yeah, we wanted to, now that we're in the new space, bring you guys some information about Thunderdome II.
Mhm. Yes.
Which is an
Elusive.
Operation Lion Claw.
Yeah, I think so.
If you guys aren't familiar with Lion Claw Ops, that organization is one of the, I think, oldest Milsim companies.
I think so.
I was a
They've been
big
around
fan.
for a while.
Thunderdome 2, for those of you who don't know, is a Milsim that takes place in an abandoned mall
Mhm.
in Durham, North Carolina.
I don't know if it's in the same mall every time. It seemed like they had different locations.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it seems like it's one of those things because they're mostly in like abandoned malls, or even sometimes, like in our case, malls that still have areas that are in operation, but
Yeah.
the majority of the mall is closed off. So there was like
There was like a movie theater out in the parking lot
Yeah,
and stuff, but
there
all
was
the
a few,
gameplay
like-
was inside.
yeah, all the gameplay was inside. And there were a few stores, but the airsofters never interacted with those. Oh, what?
I better be careful turning this chair around. We've got our Operation Thunderdome 2 patch. You can't see it on there, but it says that. That's
It
what
does say it
says.
on there.
I think the Thunderdome 1 and Thunderdome 2 were both held at the same mall because of the Sears sign and that it's the market expansion. I think
It may have
that they
been.
opened up a new area.
Well, so what I was getting to was it seemed like from what because we talked to the like owner
Yeah.
for a little bit, and he was saying that it's just difficult for them to get access to these malls because a lot of the time it's still a big building that whoever owns the building wants to make money, and they see they want stores to come in and whatnot, but so they're not really giving airsofters the time of day. So finding malls that will say, oh yeah, you can host whatever you want in there, and for an affordable price that they can reasonably make their money on. It's just getting more and more difficult is what he was kind of what I was picking up on. So like it seems like they had probably been at this mall for a few times, but
At least this year. I know
Yeah.
that. They've at least been there for this year. We talked to him some about trying to get some stuff brought down into Georgia.
Yeah.
He said it's been difficult because there's not a lot of areas that will let airsofters come in and use the space. Hopefully that changes over the next few years. And
there is a mall that is not quite abandoned, but might as well be.
Yeah.
And we mentioned it, and I think he'd even said that he looked into it.
He tried to set something up there, but
Maybe give it a little bit more time.
Yeah. But today we just kind of want to talk about our experiences at Thunderdome 2, our first Milsim event. Milsim Light, I would say.
Yeah.
It's not like Milsim West or something where there's continuous gameplay and there's like squad roles and stuff like that. This is more like cops and robbers, if you'll picture it that way, where it's cartel versus DEA. There's like objectives for securing loot and safe houses, and but everyone's a rifleman. There's no full auto allowed at the event. The weapons classes were all the same, just semi-automatic, under 1.55 joules, and I don't think it really matters what platform you're running. They didn't really have any rules about like you can use an AK for either side, however you want. There's people running everything. So we just took our M4s. I've got mine over there. Yours is over there.
Hey. Dude, my flashlight got shot out.
Yeah. Well, that kind of leads us into the stuff. So we're going to kind of go over some of the environments that we experienced in an abandoned mall. And this is really just true for any like CQB gameplay or nighttime operations, because we did have some night ops.
Yep, some dark time ops.
And especially being in like a CQB environment, like a mall, you think about all the tile that's in there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like playing in the woods at all.
Not at
you
all.
got hard floors.
People were sliding 20 feet easy.
And with the BBs rolling around, so many BBs, you could just glide across those.
And dude, I had made the comment earlier in the event. I was like, I'm waiting for the dude to comically slip on all these BBs and fall on his back.
And then it happened like 15 minutes later.
I was the guy.
Yeah.
I was the guy.
Unfortunately, yes. But, and we do have some B-roll. I'm still waiting on some footage, and we'll be posting over our social media as we get more footage from some of the other players who were there with us. We don't have a camera set up for gameplay, so we had some people we met out there that were rolling, send us some stuff. So
got some really good stuff.
I don't know exactly what will be on the screen. I have only at time of recording, we have only a section of the footage, but we wanted to go ahead and record it because we do have some good stuff to show you guys. So if you normally just listen, you might want to watch this one because there's some cool clips that we have up on the screen. But let's just go through this kind of in order. We'll talk about each item off of our list and just kind of talk about our experience, whether we had the item or not. These are important pieces of equipment that we noticed that can help prepare you for CQB style gameplay, or in this case, a Milsim event. Yeah. You want to start us off at the top one? Yeah. You kind of had talked about this.
I almost
at the event.
I almost broke and bought one of these too, but I thought about it, and so one thing that both of us kind of wish that we had was a tracer unit. So like we said, there were some nighttime ops. So it was dark in there, and it was in a mall, so you get into those stores. But even then, in the daytime, some of those back hallways, some of the stores that we would go into were dark enough to where like a tracer unit would have been helpful. And we had flashlights, so
I mean,
it wasn't necessarily like if it's a situation where I don't want to give away my position with my flashlight, but I also, if I shoot, can't see where my BBs are going, then a tracer unit's helpful. A lot of the time we were using our flashlights.
Yeah, I think with the tracer unit, because we did manage. It wasn't like we couldn't play.
Easier.
Yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't fun and we couldn't play. I think the main benefit of the tracer is just, especially when it's dark, even with the flashlight, you can see where your BBs are going up to a certain point.
Yeah.
But with a tracer, you can see BBs bounce off of people, so you can like actually tell if you're hitting them. Of course, that's not going to do you much good unless you are willing to go talk to a ref if they are cheating. But it does help you as far as like accuracy.
Yeah.
It looks cool. But yeah, for nighttime, it would have been really nice. Of course, the other side of that is if you can see your BBs, somebody else can see your BBs.
Tracers work both ways.
So,
and the other thing to consider too is if you're buying a tracer unit, you got to buy tracer ammo.
Right?
And that was the thing that I didn't. That was what made me not get the tracer at the actual event.
I think the move would be mixing tracer and normal ammo.
And I heard a lot of people doing that.
Or if you're willing to take the time, doing your mag loads with a little like smaller speed loader, not the Odins, the winding ones, but the little like sticky boys is what we call them, where you just pump the little handle and it pumps the BBs in.
Yeah.
If you're willing to take the time, you could really load them how real steel tracers are loaded, where it's like, sequential. So it's like X amount of normal rounds and then a tracer, and then X amount of normal rounds and then a tracer.
Like
so you could
5
just
in 1
have
or
2
3 in
speed
1.
loaders and do like 3 pumps of normal BBs and then a tracer, or 1 pump and then a pump of tracers or whatever, so that you can kind of have a mix and save some money. Also, it may make it a little more, it may make it harder for the other players to see where you're shooting from if they only catch a glimpse of a tracer every now and then.
Right.
The same applies to you, but because you're actually following the trajectory of that BB, it'll be easier for you to track that, versus if you're firing with tracers, I'm going to see a beam of light coming from one side to another and be able to tell where you're shooting from.
Yeah.
But if I just see a little blip every now and then, it may make it a little bit easier on you.
I know a lot of people were running like they would fill the mag with red tracers first and then either the rest with green or
so that
alternating,
they would know.
so they know they're getting to the end of their mag and they need to reload.
That's smart. I used to do that when I was a kid in Nerf. I had some of those zombie strike rounds, and I would put those at the bottom of my mag. The first 3 rounds I loaded would be zombie strike, whatever, and then I would do normal, like Elite Four.
The most try-hard Nerf kid, dude.
I had fun, man. I painted my I had this lever action Nerf gun that I took one of those 18 round mags. That was,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was clear. I put a strip of masking tape down the center, then spray painted it all black, peeled the tape off, so I had a clear window up the mag, but everything else was black. I painted my Nerf blaster this really cool like black and silver paint job. I made it look, the way that it looked wasn't like a Gears of War blaster, but the paint job was similar
very
to that of a Gears of War blaster. Yes.
Nice.
And I used to do and like twirl it.
Like the Nash.
Of course it broke. Like, it's not meant to do that.
Yeah. And also with a 18 round, those 18 round Nerf
They're
mags.
Like this.
Those things are freaking long.
What do you think? That's like a foot?
About.
So, anyways, tracers, they are optional.
I hardly know hers.
They will give you a little bit of an advantage on the field. So I do recommend them if you are a very fast-paced type player who's going to be pushing aggressively, maybe firing from the hip some, or just not really
handy
ADSing. Like,
excuse me.
Tracer and maybe a laser would be good if you're going to be pushing up close.
Yeah.
But not required. We still had a blast without them.
Oh yeah. And again. Yeah, I'll
next
let you
item. Yeah. Next item, flashlights. We had those instead of tracers, and I will say, do not go to a CQB environment without a flashlight, especially if there's night ops and especially if there's dark hallways.
If I'm not mistaken, flashlights were they required?
They were highly recommended.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because walking around, I mean, the amount of people that were there that were running flashlights, I mean, I'm sure if you didn't care about seeing your BBs and all that stuff, then I'm sure you probably didn't need one because someone around you had one, but
I still no. I mean,
it came in way too handy.
The first day, that first night of gameplay, my flashlight died, and so I didn't have a flashlight till the second 2 days.
Mhm.
But it was really like I couldn't see anything through the back hallways unless your light was on.
Yeah.
And then again, you think about CQB environments, and you're moving down a hallway, and you have to split like corners and doorways. I couldn't see anything, so we were solely relying on your field of view to see anything. So it's just it's not very, it's suboptimal. I would say don't go if you don't have a light, and get a good one. I mean, I had
You ran an
O light on mine, and that thing, dude, I could see all the way across the mall.
That was great. Mine was $30 off of Amazon, and I'm glad that I didn't have an O light because, like I said at the very, very beginning, my light got shot out. So that's something to consider too. If you're putting an O light, runs
get a
about,
sacrificial lens or something on it,
something like that,
something to prprotect it. I just risked it because, like I said, it's miserable without a light.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I got lucky. I didn't lose my light. It's a risk you're gonna have to take. But yeah, if you're gonna run something nice, even if you're gonna run something cheap, save yourself some money and save yourself money in the long run by investing in some sacrificial lenses, because I don't want to have to spend all that money to buy a new O light. And had I, so basically we had brought some cheaper lights to use, but that one died and like just stopped working. There was a short in the wire for the pressure switch, so I had to swap to my O light. But yeah, be prepared. Bring sacrificial lenses for your optics, for your flashlights. I don't really know if lasers need them. I mean, obviously they could still get hit, but that is a very small point of impact. So
I think you'd probably be fine.
I think you'd probably be fine.
I don't even know if they would make a sacrificial lens for a.
Yeah, all you could do is get the like acrylic optic covers, but I wouldn't worry about a.
It might diminish the beam.
Yeah,
and then also like lasers. You know,
they're a little cheaper. I forgot my like phone stand today, so we're just propping it up for the timer.
On the table, dude.
Can you see it? Yeah. I just want us to be able to keep track of.
I can see it.
Time. The other thing too is ammo.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I barely used ammo. In a pickup game, I might use 2 mags. Now, after running this RPK, dude, I'm talking like 9 mags in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's really funny. I used to be the one that was going through all of my mags in a game. Yep. Like I'd have 5-6 mags on me, and I'd go through all of them. I'd have to walk back to reload after every round. And now, like I think this last day that we went, like this past weekend, I was probably going through maybe 2. I think the most I went through was 3 in a game.
We really have swapped, but for the Milsim event, some Milsims have rules about reloading on the field. Some Milsims are like, hey, you have to go back to your deployment area to reload mags, not like reload your blaster, but like load mags with BBs. There weren't any rules about that at this one. Mm-hmm. So we ran our rigs that we wear for the podcast. We each had a combat load of 8?
Yeah.
Because it was 3 mine was 3 on the vest, 4 on the belt, 1 in the blaster. So 8. And then yours was 5?
5 on the front. So 3, 2 on the hip.
And then 1 in the blaster.
So
yeah, we each ran 8, and then we ran each 4 mags in our backpacks because our rigs have little pouches on the back, and a Odin speed loader.
Fully loaded Odin.
Yeah, so we had
off-brand Odin.
12 mags on us each and a speed loader, and there were times where in the fight, I would have to have someone come up and grab the 4 mags out of my backpack.
Oh yeah, you did.
I had that happen once because we were pinned down in a store and it was just raining BBs.
Yeah.
And so bring plenty of mags, bring extra BBs, and Bring nice speed loaders onto
Yeah.
the field with you, especially if you shoot a lot.
Oh yeah, the speed loader. So like I said, we didn't have actual Odins. We used like off-brand something, and yeah, the quality is definitely something to be considered. Just the reliability of, because like there's no way with mid caps, there's no way to really check how well loaded the mag is. So you just have to kind of crank until you feel like it's loaded.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you can get a general idea of it after playing for a while, but
yeah,
mags, plenty of ammo.
plenty of ammo.
I
never
through-
really had a
How
situation
many
where I
rounds
ran
do you
out.
think we went through in, like, based off the bottles we brought?
I went
like,
through two.
Maybe 5,000.
I went through 2 bottles of 2,500, so maybe 5,000.
Yeah, and we bought 3 bottles each.
I didn't even
of
touch.
2,500.
I started the last day. I filled up my Odin with the first bottle of ammo that I bought for the event. Before that, I'd just been using leftover ammo that I had from
weekend
previous
games
pickup
and- yeah.
games.
So,
And then this
I'd
past
say-
weekend, I didn't even use any 3.2.
I'd say 7,500 was the right choice. We had a whole extra bottle, basically. I had like a bottle and a half left over, maybe. I don't remember. We had ammo left over, but
Yeah.
it's, and there's usually vendors, right? So
Right.
you can buy stuff on the field. We just have a specific brand that we like, and most people don't carry that.
Yeah, they only had like Elite Force and what's the other one?
EMG.
Is it EMG?
EMG does have
EMG,
ammo. I think
they were using EMG tracers, but they were using it was G&G,
Was it?
biodegradable.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot of events as well, speaking of ammo, that require bio.
Most.
Our favorite biodegradable ammo right now is Aim Green,
Mhm.
which you can get off of Amazon. They're a smaller company, so we like to we like to support the small airsoft
We do.
startups. Water, nah.
Yeah.
Hydration is important.
That was one of my favorite parts about the entire thing.
this
was
little water bladder.
this is what we had for water. Was my water bladder.
And yes, we did share this.
We shared this. And so every so often I'd just walk up to Isaac and I'd go, "Would you like to suckle? Suckle at my teat? Get a little sippy?
The little hit off the water tea.
Would you like a sippy?"
Yeah.
So that was fun.
And I did want a sippy.
And he did always want a sippy.
So bring plenty of water.
This container that I have in here holds.
I got you, buddy.
Oh, is it doing a weird thing?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it! I gotta get that figured out.
You're good.
I just don't want this thing flopping around, I think this thing holds, what do we figure, like 2.5 bottles of water?
It's a liter or 2 liters of
I
water.
think it was 2 liters.
I think it's 2 liters of water.
But the way that it sits in there is really weird, so we couldn't fill it up like all the way.
especially when we're carrying a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we never ran out of
We didn't
water.
run out
We
of
just
water, yeah.
refilled at Respawn and we're fine.
Well, that also, there wasn't like the sessions. I think the longest session that we played was 3 hours. So
Yeah.
you know,
Our event was broken up into sessions versus
Right.
continuous. If you're running a continuous gameplay scenario, yeah, fill that thing up all the way.
and if it was continuous, I would have not shared. We would have each.
We would
had
have
our
each
own.
had our own, yes. I run a dye mask, so I have to
Mhm.
have something like that. I can't drop a lower to drink a bottle. I have to have something to drink out of. So that's kind of the route that we went. I think water and snacks are kind of up to you, how much you drink, how much your body needs, and then what type of snacks you need. So
I mean, it wasn't super hot, but I mean, I was busting a pretty good sweat. Like we definitely sweated up.
We sweated straight through all our gear
So,
every single day,
yeah.
just from physical exertion.
So I mean, I would say water. If you don't bring snacks, bring water for sure. But again, like how much water
And
you're gonna need.
We packed our meals because you technically have enough time to go get food and come back, but we didn't want to risk missing anything, so we packed our meals. We had mentioned earlier sliding was a big thing.
Oh man,
Knee pads
were a lifesaver.
I just run my old skateboarding knee pads, the 888 like skate
Yeah.
pads, and those were fantastic because they have a hard plastic surface. So they're actually very slick, and you can't use them in certain scenarios because of that. Like they don't have good grip, so you can slide around. Like if you're working on construction stuff, like you want to get the rubber knee pads so you have like you don't slide if you're on a roof or something. But like these were the perfect thing I needed because in skateboarding, when you're skating vert, you need to be able to slide because the idea is that if you have to bail out from that high up, you want to slide down the ramp. You don't want to just like slap and roll down.
Do a Princess Bride down the hill.
Exactly. So I would say getting yourself some, if you're planning on hitting a lot of slides and in CQB scenarios, even if you are a more tactical player, like we like to move slow and like use like room clearing tactics.
There's gonna be a moment.
There's just some times, man, where you gotta
bust it,
book it across a hallway not to get hit. And the only thing you can do when you get in that room to slow down
is slide into a wall.
If you are running into a room with hostiles, there was a few times where we would hit a slide and
one of the clips that we do have is you hitting a slide into a room.
Yeah.
And everyone that we pushed into this room, we crossed a hot lane, like an open hallway in the mall between two stores. We sprinted all the way through with probably 8 guys.
Yeah, something like that.
And everybody got hit. Isaac was the only one that didn't get hit because he did a slide behind a pillar. Like right at the very last second, and everyone ran in and tried to just like get shots on target, but I mean, stuff was going on. Weird things, weird airsoft things were happening.
Yeah. But yeah, that slide worked out for me really well.
Yeah, and so Isaac was the last one up, and I don't know what ended up happening. I think we all kind of got wiped out.
We all got wiped, and then another team moved in and cleared that room with some grenades and picked us back up.
Yeah, I think while we were keeping them busy, like the rest of our team,
we were trying to just get grounds because when you're pinned down in a CQB environment, it is stressful. It is
very stressful,
and a lot of people get scared and don't want to push. So we were always trying to be at the front, you know.
Yeah,
spearheading the attack.
That is funny. You say like a lot of people are scared to push in those. I was terrified.
I was terrified,
but
I don't.
Whenever I distinctly remember like being like, "Dude, I don't want to push. This is so scary," and then being like, "No, dude, absolutely not. You're now you have to push this.
Who else is gonna?
Now
push
you
it?
have to do it."
So yeah, get a little aggressive, but you know, still have fun.
Right.
Be respectful. Be a good sport. But yeah,
and wear knee pads.
Push the objective. Those knee pads will save your life. Even if you don't want to slide, if you get like nice, like pants with knee pads built in.
That's what I did.
There's so many BBs on the ground. There might be broken glass. You're gonna save your knees. Get knee pads.
There's some good options for that on Amazon. CRC. That's what I was wearing. And they had the built-in knee pads, and it was amazing.
It worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gloves again with the broken glass, metal, all that stuff.
I dropped one of my gloves in the porta potty. It's gone forever.
Dude left it.
It fell and I was like, "Oh, all right,
it's gone." Yeah,
gone.
I'm not taking that out. Someone literally just like dropped pudding into one of those.
Dude,
it looked like
so many Dukes.
Yeah, so bad at an event
disgusting.
full of hundreds of airsofters.
If
toilets
law enforcement could bottle the smells,
they could use
it as crowd dispersion.
Yeah. But gloves are always smart. Protect your hands from BBs, sharp objects.
Getting shot in the fingers.
I mean, I've been running fingerless gloves because my full covered gloves are like destroyed after that event. So even you can't really see on camera, but basically from where my gloves end up is like I've got really bad hangnails. I've got scabs and stuff just from playing.
Yeah.
I would recommend doing you snip the pointer finger, the tip off the glove of the pointer finger, and the tip off the glove of the thumb, so that you have full coverage, but you can still like feel around your
that's
gear.
What I did. I had been running full like full covered gloves, and then at the event I was like, dude, I feel like my hand is just like it's not moving very quickly, like the trigger response, like I can't. And then manipulating with the gear and everything, trying to get mags out in a panic. or not a panic, but in like
quickly with haste.
Yes, was more difficult trying to manipulate the little deals I've got here.
Mhm.
So I just took my handy dandy. I don't have them on me. Dang it, my Raptors.
Yeah, they're in your bag.
I bet they are. I just took out my scissors and I took just from the first knuckle on my thumb, my index finger on both sides, and that was
Just cut his
perfect.
fingers off.
I just cut my fingers off.
Yeah,
just
it was great.
the tips, and then it was she'd grab everything, sticky blood
Everywhere. Nasty,
Everywhere.
gooey.
better than sand.
I did bleed. I bled through my shirt when I got hit. You probably can. There's a little scar right there.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that.
So first of all, that guy was definitely shooting too
way
hard,
high,
way
and that
too
was
high.
something that we
That
did
man,
see
that
a
man
lot
was
of.
like 80 feet away from me and hit me right here, and it felt worse because I've been shot like point blank before.
Mhm.
It felt way worse than that.
I would not have wanted to get shot
Yeah.
by that close up.
I was like, I mean, in the moment, right? Like if your adrenaline's pumping and you're like, it just was like, I'm out, but afterwards it was like, ooh, my whole arm was like, and
who actually shot me?
there's a scar there, and when I got hit, there was like the impact spot, but like up to like that far turned like purple.
Dude,
And
I didn't
yellow.
know that.
Yeah, it was bad. So, wear long sleeves.
Yeah, wear long sleeves.
I
for
did
sure.
wear long sleeves, but wear the appropriate attire. Most Milsims have a dress code, anyways.
This
Don't
one did as
skimp
well.
out on your safety gear.
Don't do it.
And finally, wear boots.
Yeah, man.
There was some people out there rocking like
Sneakers,
like Skechers.
Crocs.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Why would you do that?
How are you gonna operate?
How are you gonna
hold on?
You can,
You can,
but how are you gonna support your ankle? That's what I'm saying. Wear ankle supporting boots. Hiking boots are great.
Right.
Vans ultra range boots are
Oh,
what
yes.
my preferred operating boots.
that is. I have heard from a few actual like rangers that they operate in the Vans
Ultra
MTE
Rangers,
2s.
yeah, dude.
Shay, he just got or not just, but he's been
He's
using,
rocking the same ones Ezra has, I think.
Yeah, the MTE 2s.
Or no,
like
is
the
that Ben?
hiking. I don't know.
I think a few of our people rock the Vans.
Yeah, I need to
Ultra
get on
Ranges.
it. The only reason I'm not wearing Ultra Ranges is because I did find a deal on some like nice Under Armour combat boots.
Yeah.
They were like $60, and I was like,
We're not sponsored by Vans, by the way. I just really love Vans.
But I mean, hey,
I'm wearing.
they're
I'm
made to
wearing-
grip.
I'm wearing some. We're both wearing Vans.
We're both
right
wearing
now.
Vans. Yeah,
I'm not
They're
gonna
both
put my
Ultra
foot up. I don't
Ranges
have room.
too.
Yeah. So wear ankle supporting shoes.
Yeah,
It's crucial. On the
crucial.
field.
Twist your ankle, man. I can't tell you, especially being in my advanced age.
Yeah. So
Is there?
we have a little bit. We just have a few more minutes. So I say we hit a recap, and then we can just kind of talk about our week.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could talk about some. Talk about some of
the upcoming
stuff.
features.
Yeah,
All right. Well, as a recap, tracer units,
very
great,
handy.
very
Yeah.
helpful. Not entirely required,
Not.
but will
yeah.
be beneficial. Flashlights, I would say required.
I
for a
definitely would say
CQB
required.
setting.
And just think about like safety and everything too. Like you're walking through a dark tunnel and you can't see nothing. You might hit
Yeah.
your head. You might trip on something, get impaled.
Yeah,
You never
might
know.
die. I
You
don't.
might die, dude. Flashlight.
Plenty of mags, plenty of ammo.
Plenty of mags. I would say optional depending on the Milsim's reload.
Right.
Rules.
And
If it's-
and the rules of how much ammo you're allowed to carry on.
Right. I mean, if you just don't want to have to be dealing with, reloading mags all the time, then bring a bunch like we did. Or if you're like, I have 3 high caps or mid caps or whatever, and a big Odin, then just do that.
Yeah, I don't think there were any high caps allowed at this event.
I don't think so.
I think it
either.
had to be mid caps.
Yeah.
Water. Bring plenty of water.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Food.
food is optional, like in the
what is
sense
it?
of what you want.
3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food is what the
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So 3 days you could go without food.
Yeah, don't.
Don't.
Yeah.
especially not if you're gonna be playing airsoft.
Yeah, pack your lunches. You can save money that way and save time on the field.
Yeah, you don't have to leave, sleep in your car.
Yeah. We were contemplating that.
We did, yeah.
Knee pads are great.
Yep.
Depending on how you want to play, rubber or plastic. Gloves, great option. The more coverage you can have, the better. But the more protection you have, the less you're able to feel around your gear. So if you don't know
crab mitts.
how to draw your mags, get your tools out of your pouches with gloves on, then you may want to consider snipping the tip.
And that was something that was beneficial and part of our reason behind wearing our rigs, rig A and rig B.
Yeah, dude, he's got the rig B.
Rig B.
I got the Mordecai.
Whoa,
Margaret.
But yeah, so part of the reason for wearing our rigs was to kind of see how it would flow if we needed to use them, just getting familiar, getting comfortable and all that stuff. So there were some things that I learned about my kit that I changed, and I'm working on changing. Like this
Airsoft
big thing
is the fastest way to realize what's up with your kit.
Yeah. So that was good. But part of that was the gloves, was realizing, I do need to fingertip my gloves. And then the boots,
ankle supporting boots.
Get good shoes.
You telling me you want to spend all that money on a ticket to a Milsim and then have to not play because you rolled your ankle?
Or got blisters on your feet from not wearing good socks, which is something that I had to make sure I had.
Yeah. We both packed very good socks.
Very good socks.
I'm a big fan of Stance socks because I used to skate all the time, and they just were the only socks that went, because you think about even inside of your shoe, like your toes kind of moving around a little, I'd burn through socks so fast. And if I get holes in my shoes from flip kicking, I would rub holes through my shoes and socks. So Stance socks are really great. They're very durable. They're a little expensive, but they're not the only brand. There's also New Balance makes really good socks.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything that's athletic and gonna help your feet breathe, but also be more durable.
I use Gold Toe hiking socks.
I think I'm wearing Stance right now. I'm wearing Stance right now.
Yeah. I looked for actual hiking socks and stuff, because I was like, I mean, socks designed to be in a shoe that's being walked in all day.
Yeah.
That's what I want for this Milsim. So that's very important. Ankle supporting boots, good socks. You want to be comfortable. You're going to be on your feet for a lot of the day. So something to keep in mind.
I think that's everything.
Yeah. I mean, so that's just what we noticed, what we thought about going into the Milsim, and then some thoughts coming out of the Milsim, what we would have rather done, that kind of stuff. So,
yeah. Well, we'll give them a quick update on some of these projects we're working on, and then close it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much exactly are we wanting to talk about? Because some of it is still a little secrety.
Some of it is, we can't reveal all of our secrets.
So basically, I'll give you guys the rundown. Mm-hmm. We are working towards not just having the YouTube content, but also some other means of advertising and stuff. And really, the YouTube is just a way to kind of advertise the Port City Airsoft.
Yeah. Looking at some more.
This isn't just YouTube. I don't know if we've explained that. This the podcast.
We're wanting to do other things. YouTube is a means of creating a space, creating a community, generating. And
part of what we want to do is the content creation. That is informative and helpful to the airsoft community, and really to those who are outside of it, who are like, oh, well, what do I do for airsoft?
Yeah.
We're trying to be.
We want to be a channel where your friend says that they want to get into airsoft. You can send them our channel, and they can just watch it.
Yep. And
they know everything they need.
We're trying to help grow the community here where we're at.
Yeah.
And so, this podcast and our YouTube videos are a great means of spreading awareness about airsoft, and kind of about, some of the things you don't really think about. I guess the example would be like when you get your first airsoft blaster as a kid. You got your little Springer pistol. You're running around the backyard, boop, boop, and then you find out there's a place I can go to do this with other people.
Yeah.
There's airsoft fields.
And there's electric blasters.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to.
Oh my god,
This is crazy.
Or worse, if you have like an M4 Springer where the
Yeah,
charging handle on the back is. Oh my god.
So we're trying to help people like that, like be able to go onto the field for the first time and have fun and not be overwhelmed, because we want people to stick around and we want people to join the sport and enjoy the hobby and have fun.
Yeah.
So, but this is a business that we're trying to start. And now, official.
We got it.
We are officially now Port City Airsoft LLC. So that is the big announcement that we've been working on. I'm not going to go too into detail of what is going to be coming up soon, because we have honestly like 4 different things that we're working on in addition to that. Things. So please stay tuned. If you guys like the content, you can support us by liking the video. Commenting is huge.
Yep, absolutely.
Even if it's just a, hey, good job, or hey, I freaking hate you guys. Commenting is very helpful. Like, it's going to be what helps boost us up in the algorithm and get us more views and get our name out there so that we can, hopefully start doing stuff like this full time and launch some of these big projects that we're hoping to do. Yeah. In addition to that, commenting what you guys like and don't like about the videos helps us
very helpful
readjust for making content that actually is impactful for you guys and helpful, and not just us blabbing for 40 minutes. Yeah. So if you guys want to help support us, that is the number one best thing you can do, is just like, comment, share it with your friends. I know that's all the standard YouTube stuff, but really, if you guys want to help us get boosted up in the algorithm, those comments legitimately and those shares are great. Additionally, if you guys want to stay updated on what we're doing here at Port City Airsoft, you can follow us on Instagram at port_city_airsoft. And we'll be posting clips from the Thunderdome II event over the following weeks. Just, as we get more stuff out, we'll be releasing that.
There's some really good stuff.
So yeah, follow us on Instagram. We also have a Reddit. You can check down in the description for that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, right now, Instagram and YouTube are great ways to stay up to date on what's going on.
Yeah. You plug the Reddit.
Yeah, we answer questions in the Reddit. So if you guys want to follow us on there, we also are very active in the r/airsoft community, posting clips and answering questions and just generally trying to help out any way we can.
Do you want to mention Cord?
Yeah. We've talked about it in the past. We are working on a Discord. Part of what we were waiting on is the LLC, because we want to potentially purchase some assets for that and or hire some people to help us get that set up in a way that it's not just a little rinky-dink server, but rather very helpful and interactive space for our community. Yeah. So we had to wait for the LLC for that. Now that we have that, we are going to be launching that soon. So stay tuned for that. That's really everything.
Yeah. There's some big stuff coming up. I'm really excited for.
Yeah.
I'm the future holds.
So excited for this. So yeah, if you guys like what we're doing here and you want to help out,
the John Cena
just
meme.
Give us a follow and give us a comment. The what?
The John Cena meme where he's like,
yeah,
that's how I feel inside.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this information was helpful. If you guys have questions, comment down below, message us on Instagram. We keep an eye on that stuff. So we will get back to you as soon as possible if you do have questions.
Yeah.
We post every Friday, new podcast episodes, and we are now moving towards twice a month having a full YouTube video. that is part of what we're working on. So
Mhm.
that content can range anywhere from a unboxing and review to a tutorial on how to fix something to a budget loadout for if you are looking to get into airsoft for cheap.
Mhm.
And we're also working on some training videos. So, and there's a few other bonus content things that we're working on as well. So if you want to see all that, hit the subscribe button. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That's
Nothing else to do but
to get the heck up out of here, huh?
I reckon.
Well, we got a lot of options. I you know what? We haven't actually properly scoped out the exits.
I
here.
think
Let's-
the easiest one is that way.
I think so too.
Is what it's looking like.
Let's get it.
Let me not knock over every single blaster on this
Do
wall.
we need one? You think where we're going?
Yeah, let's grab one.
Right.